Suppose we have curve that is xy square plus x is 0. I want to find out the asymptote parallel to the x-axis. See, simple equation of the curve. What we need to find out actually as x tends to infinity, what is the value of x square plus x? I want to find out here. As x, this is simply whenever the given equation something if you know the two unknowns, if you substitute one value you can get other value. In the similar fashion here, as x tends to infinity, what is the value of this function we need to find out. But as x tends to infinity, the entire value, I can say that, is determined by this highest degree term, that is x square y. Simply, instead of finding this equation, I can say that x square y is equal to 0. This we need to find out. It means that as x tends to infinity means in this equation you have to again we if this equation is converted into this one, x square y is equal to 0. Now we know that in order to get x tends to infinity, the only possibility is that y is equal to 0. Therefore I can say that the coefficient of x square to 0 means y is equal to 0. It means that as x tends to 0, the y is equal to 0. Means you can say that y is equal to 0 is an horizontal asymptote. That's all. What we are doing here, we actually, whenever the equation of the curve is there, suppose this is the x square y, with a simple example I am explaining you. X square y plus x is equal to 0. If the given equation is like this, then what happens whenever x tends to infinity, what this curve becomes, we have to find out. But that finding the value of this x square plus x whenever x tends to infinity, solution for this is nothing but the finding the solution of x square y is equal to 0. Because same as the same, because the curve behavior, I can say that is same value can get its x tends to infinity, whatever the value of x square plus y. If you put x is equal to infinity, whatever you can get value is same as that. Finding the value of x square y is equal to 0 as x tends to infinity. Same as that. Therefore, in that case, means the x square tends to infinity means I can say that ultimate objective is, I can say that only thing is y is equal to 0. The general rule by using that, they express the curves in terms of finding the parallel to the x-axis. What we can say, express the curve in terms of power of x. To find out the horizontal, set the coefficient of highest degree terms of x equal to the 0, and if you solve, if you give some y is equal to c, then y is equal to c is horizontal asymptotes. This is how I can say that fashion. This will never crosses y is equal to c. So see, it means that whenever x tends to infinity, y is equal to c means that it will never, the curve will never crosses the y is equal to c means I can say that the it became it never crosses, and I can say that it becomes horizontal asymptotes. In a similar fashion, as I told you, suppose the given curve x square plus y is plus x is equal to 0. In that case, I want to find out whenever x tends to infinity. Now, someone it's the same equation. I can say that same equation x square y plus y is equal to 0. Finding the what happens whenever y tends to infinity means two unknowns are there. If you know the one values of y means tends to infinity, then what is the value of x you have to find out here. Since this equation is dominant term is xy square, it is simply, I can say that evaluate xy square is equal to 0 for y tends to infinity. That's all. Is same as evaluating the xy square is equal to 0 means as y tends to infinity, what is the value of x you have to finding is same as that finding the I can say that y tends to infinity, what is the value of x here? Same we can get with them. Okay, therefore, by this, y tends to infinity means there is the only possibility that x is equal to 0 is the vertical asymptote. Therefore, the behavior is determined by the coefficient of highest degree terms. If it solve x is equal to solving this one gives x is equal to a, means that x is equal to a is the vertical asymptotes. Means as y tends to infinity, x becomes equal to a means the x is equal to a is the vertical. The general rule is arrange the equation of the terms. I can say that highest degree terms of I can say what we can say y is y, then the coefficient of y you can find out that is equal to solve it. Provide the coefficient of y equal to 0 and find out that is called I can say that vertical asymptote or asymptote parallel to the y axis. This is how you can solve.